Hey, fellow Kyvian, Stephen Nepal here, CTO, and here coming to you with a very special Kyvio 1 release video. Why this one is special, I will go into at the end of the video, but first of all, let's just dive into it and show you guys what is new. Alright, as you can see on my screen, this is the normal dashboard, so let's just grab the release notes over here. So first of all, and the biggest of all, is of course the complete relaunch of Smart Mailer. It's now also called Smart Mailer in the menu and over here as well. And you can access it and it looks amazing. I think the team has done a great job. It's a lot cleaner, it's in a new, of course, modern interface. And everything is here with recent subscribers, your broadcast trends, subscriber trends, and some small summaries over here. Yeah, I won't go through every screen, but everything is updated basically. So if we have a look here at broadcasts, that's also completely updated with everything, all the stats, you know, viewing an email, reusing an email, seeing the statistics for a particular email, and also resending this particular broadcast for any reasons, and you can segment inside of that as well. So that's a very big update. It took us quite a long time, but it wasn't the highest priority. There were other things that are higher priority, but we are done with that now, which is a great and amazing new tool for you guys. Well, it's not new, but you know what I mean. Then inside with this, just the interface update, we also have added a few new very powerful features, and one of them is the one-click subscriber list switch. So if we go to List Manager, and then you go to automations, again all nicely updated, of course, including the list cleanup tool, and of course also the automations. Now what you can do is you can create a new automation and just name it something, and you select a list, and then over here we have added two new items on link click and on email open. So for example, on link click you can select an action to copy to all other selected lists or move to all selected lists. So what happens is you just select another, well, let's just select that one for example. You can select multiple, so you can send an email with a link to, for example, Kyvio.com, and once they click that email, that link, they will be moved to another list and be redirected to this particular domain. So you save it, and then you will see it show up over here, and you just say show shortcode, and you use this shortcode, just Ctrl A, Ctrl C, select all and copy, and use that in the email, just in the like in the normal where you write your email. Don't use it as a hyperlink or anything, just copy it like this, and it will automatically be replaced by a link. Now as you can see here, in the this is something you shouldn't be touching, and then over here it says URL is. That's the URL. You can change this even when you copy the, just change it to anything. Some people already were testing and playing with this, and they're actually Spanish users, and they said, well, the text that this link creates is just click here, which isn't always the text that you want, and it's not also, yeah, you know, if your email's in Spanish, that doesn't make sense either. So it's not live yet, but it will be within probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. It's already tested. Let me see. Where are we? No, not here. Sprint. As you can see, it's over here. It's awaiting release and production, so it will be live by tomorrow. We'll also be adding the option to add a text. So as you can see here, you can see the same kind of how it looks, kind of same kind of template. This is a different action, but then the URL, and then the text is click here, and then you'll be able to change that to anything you want. So that will be possible tomorrow, which is 16th of February when I'm shooting this video. Well, it's 15 now, so it will be available tomorrow, 16th. Right, a very powerful feature. You can use it to segment or move people from list to list to make sure they only get the emails they really want and the subjects they're interested in. Very powerful for email marketing. Then number 3 is importing autoresponders, your lists from other autoresponders. So have a look. Let's have a look at that. If you go to subscribers, and then we'll go to add subscribers, and then the third-party integration import. The other two already existed, and as you can see here, you can just import to a list. So you have to create the list first, and then you select your integration, Aweber or GetResponse. Those are the two that are supported for now. We'll add more if time comes. Like if you really want to have another one there, just let us know via the Facebook group or email support. And well, you select that one. It will be loading the lists that you have in Aweber, and you can select your list in Aweber, and then you have to select both of these, then import and preview, and you are done. Of course, as always, the integrations are done over here, integration manager. So you have to set that first before you can, of course. All right, that's that function. Very nice if you want to switch over from Aweber or GetResponse. So it makes it easy to start using Smart Mailer. Then looking for support, we've added this small link over here, book a call. So if you have issues with setting up Kyvio and the answers are not in our FAQs, or it cannot be solved by just simply opening a support ticket, which should be the first choices, you can also just go here, book a call, and book a call with us, and one of our experts will help you as best as he or she can. So another kind of extra there for all of our users, really cool. Then we have majorly improved our funnel search. So let's jump over to Smart Funnels. So specifically this was for us because we have a lot of different pages, and because of our poor organization at some point, some pricing funnel page might be in this funnel, and then the about you may be in this funnel. So before searching was only on funnel names, but now it's also on page names, which is of course important. So for example, if I was looking for our pricing page, I just search for it, and you can see it's under the funnel name Kyvio homepage and page name pricing, and there's a second clone as well. As you can see, you can directly edit or view them, or just go to the actual funnel, etc. So it's a big improvement there. It should help you like work within Smart Funnels a lot. Then send broadcast to all your lists, something that Neil was asking me about for quite a while. So let's have a look at that. So again, we go to Smart Mailer module, and then we go to broadcast to show it. Alright, so well, there's a scheduled, this is a test thing of course, but let's just edit that so we don't have to create a new campaign. Alright, up here, recipient lists. So this is where you normally select your list. You can select multiple yourself, of course. What you can also do is just select all, and that's it. That's easy, and you can deselect it. And if you say, "Oh, I don't want to have this one," then just remove that one, and it's fine. So it makes like it's available for all here. So it makes that a lot faster, especially if you have a lot of lists and you want to send an email to everybody, or you might everybody minus 1 or 2 lists. This is a lot faster to use, of course. So that's a very nice addition there. Then some improvements. So we have 3 different speed improvements. First one is about fonts. So everybody should know loading custom fonts is horribly slow. It's just how fonts work, and it can't really be solved. There's one step up from that, from using your custom fonts, is using Google fonts. It's still slow, it's still not great, but it's faster than using your own fonts basically. Before, like we offer the option to use certain Google fonts in our editor, or page editor. Before we were just basically loading all of them always, which makes no sense because only the ones that are used should be loaded, of course. And and that's what we're doing right now. So that's a lot less loading, and that means a significant speed increase over there. Then we have the speed improvement number 2. For a lot of statistics on your pages, in your funnel stats and stuff like that, we have to use IP to geolocation, which is something super normal all over the web. And we had such a system, we have such a system, but the previous system wasn't very efficient in loading. So we used a new technology for that. We replaced it completely, and now it's a lot faster. So again, a significant speed improvement there. And then the third one, I think the most important one actually, we revamped a lot of our HTML code, and we did a lot of bundling of JavaScript and styling CSS coding. And now that's nicely bundled, and we make sure that every static resource, as they call it, is loaded from a CDN. So that will make everything a lot faster again. This was just laziness of the previous programmers. We didn't look or improve on this for a while, but now we have, because it was just really necessary, and speed matters. So these 3 speed improvements should make everything quite a bit faster. We've again improved various error messages, make them more usable. We have added some smart mailer API endpoints. Well, this is more for internal though, this is not for external. This is to make sure that we can connect Kyvio 2.0 nicely with smart mailer 1.0. Because smart mailer is not included in Kyvio 2.0. That will take quite a while actually, because that's a huge rebuild for smart mailer. And it works pretty smoothly and nicely, and with the new interface, it can definitely take us quite a while still. Sequence pause on email error. Yeah, this was a small error that we had before when sending a broadcast. If our system ran into an error with an invalid email address that somehow snuck into your list for some reason, it paused the whole mail blast. It's kind of annoying. Now we will just skip the entry. So small improvement there. And we fixed a ton of grammar mistakes. I mean, like literally nobody in our whole team, in our 15, more or less 15 people team, I think it's a little bit more than 15, but nobody is native English. So yeah, grammar mistakes happen. But it looks kind of unprofessional, so we try to minimize that as much as possible, of course. But yeah, we did a whole run through to the whole application, and we fixed a ton of them, and there might still be a few left, of course. If you see any, just feel free to let us know, we can fix it. But yeah, we fixed a lot of them now. Then some bug fixes. In the double opt-in email, some shortcodes weren't working correctly, so that was fixed. And in the smart funnels, the funnel name could actually be a blank, and then the system would could be blank when you created it, and then when you click it or edit it, it gave an error. So now a funnel name must have a minimum of 3 characters. And the Zaxa integration price number wasn't saving correctly, though I think that was actually from last one. I think that was fixed already for quite a while, or maybe it was in the very beginning of last 2 sprints. Alright, so that's it. That's the big update that we have. And now I kind of just want to go into why this is a special one. We are getting very much to the end of Kyvio 2.0. And hence, this was the last ever new feature release for Kyvio 1.0. So basically that means that we will not be creating any new features for Kyvio 1.0. All we've been doing is making sure we fix bugs, some small improvements here and there, but no more new features, because all of our effort needs to go to Kyvio 2.0 to get that up and running 100%. In development-wise terms, we're about 98% there for the development tasks to be finished. That means that there's still a lot of testing to be done. And like we've mentioned before in previous videos and in the group, our DevOps is still not there. So we're about 80–85% on the development of the DevOps of the development cluster. We just hired 3 new people that are going to work on it full time. So our plan, and again I repeat, our plan is to get the DevOps fully ready. So the development cluster, staging cluster, and production cluster in about 4 weeks. So let's hope that works out like that. We have a great new team. Hopefully these guys can actually make it happen. The last DevOps team had to give up. They didn't have the expertise needed because, well, a matter of fact is that with the DevOps that we've set up, we are incredibly at the edge of what is possible in the DevOps industry. So that doesn't make it easy, but it's going to give us some amazing advantages like super fast pages, funnels, etc. And incredible scalability as well. So yeah, we're looking very much forward to that. Actually, today, they all had a very long call. They're like a meeting about 5 to 6 hours to get started and get up and running as fast as possible. We have a few, about 3 bigger challenges to tackle with DevOps, and the rest is just kind of just implementational stuff that needs to get done. And yeah, hopefully we can finish that up soon on development, and as soon as it's fixed on development, everything is working there, we can start really deep testing. And once everything is fine, like even during the testing phase of the software and stuff like that, we can start just copying the development cluster to staging. We need to make some few changes because the development cluster is not set up as high availability, just like failover kind of protection, and staging will be. And then when staging is done, we can just 100% copy it over to production, and production and staging will 100% be the same. So that's that. So yeah, and Kyvio 2.0, we basically split up the monster application of Kyvio 1.0, which was like 6-in-1, into all different smaller applications. That will give us an extremely flexible future, and it will make it much more easier to add and improve each different application. Once we grow as a company, we can start creating different teams that work on each, so that will make the deployment time and like adding new features stuff way faster than it would be possible for having one big team on one big application. So that's a big deal for the future for us. Anything else? Nope, I think that is it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy Smart Mailer. I know Neil was already very enthusiastic, and some of our users have been testing it because it's been live for a few days already. Have been testing it as well, and they love it so far, so we're really happy with that. Small few more changes. Let me have a look for you and just share it. As you can see here, this is the Kyvio 1.0 sprint. So 2 small fixes waiting for to be released tomorrow, and a few fixes here just being tested on staging. That usually means 2-3 days away from being released. And then there's some smaller stuff over here still in progress, and this is all kind of unrelated. This is not so important for usage, but yeah, this is like we've had some random people say like, oh hey, this thing is not loading and I'm located over here, and we very much suspect that it's our DDoS protection provided, which has been given problems in the past earlier, and their support's not great. So we're doing some testing on staging to move away to another company for our protection, and yeah, for the best usage for everybody all over the world, of course. Alright, so that's it. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will talk to you in the next video. Cheers!